You might think you're a good listener, but are you really? As a funeral celebrant, good listening is one of the most important skills you need. If you don't do it well, you risk getting details wrong. Families may feel unheard or misunderstood, and at worst, you could cause offence. In this video, I'll show you how to master active listening skill. I'll break down the skills, explain common mistakes, and share with you real-life examples. So let's get started.
Active and reflective listening isn't just hearing words, it's fully engaging, absorbing and reflecting back in a way that people feel heard. But here's the problem. Many celebrants think they're listening, but they're not. Instead, they're filtering details through their own bias. They make assumptions, they fill in gaps, they miss unspoken feelings and sometimes tensions between family members. That's when mistakes happen. That's when a tribute can feel off or even wrong. So how do we fix this? Well, by learning and putting into practice the key skills of active and reflective listening. Professor Alex Lyon describes 3 levels of listening. Level 1 is passive listening. You're physically present, but your mind is probably elsewhere. Level 2 is selective listening. You only hear what confirms what you already believe. Level 3 is active and reflective listening. You fully focus, absorb details, and check your understanding. As celebrants, we must always aim for level 3. Let's break down the 5 key techniques that will help you do that. When families share memories, they need reassurance that you're really listening. Simple verbal prompts help. Try, "I see. That makes sense." But phrases like, "Tell me more." "Go on." This encourages families to open up. But don't overdo it. Too many mhm-s can feel fake or distracting. This is the most powerful of tools. Paraphrasing is repeating back key points in your own words. For example, instead of just nodding when they say, "Dad had a great sense of humour," you could say, "So your dad likes to joke around and lighten the mood. Can you give me an example of that?" A good celebrant doesn't just ask questions, they ask the right questions. Instead of, "Tell me about your mum," try, "What one story really sums your mum up?" If they mention something vague like, "He loved the simple things in life," gently ask, "What do you mean by the simple things?" That's how you uncover the real details that make a tribute really personal. Sometimes the real story isn't in the words, it's in the pauses, it's in the tone of voice, it's in the body language. If a family member hesitates or struggles to describe their relationship with the deceased, don't assume it was a happy one. Don't say nothing and then go on to write about what a wonderful person they were and what a loving relationship there was, unless those actual words have come out of the mouths of the next of kin or members of the family. Or if they say something like, "Dad was very stubborn and very difficult," consider something like, "So I think if I'm hearing you correctly, your dad was very single-minded and was a strong character." This small shift can prevent huge mistakes when writing eulogies and funeral services. Now this is one of the hardest skills to master. When families share personal stories, it's natural to react with your own thoughts on what you've heard. But here's the key. Your opinion doesn't matter. What happens far too often is that celebrants think they're being empathic when they assume how something must have felt. They then go on with the best of intentions to write about it in a eulogy and in the funeral service from their own perspective instead of the family's. To avoid this, always ask about how the family or the deceased felt about a particular situation. How did that feel for him at the time? How did you feel when that happened? Let the family shape the story and not you. So let's put these skills into practice. Imagine I'm meeting a bereaved wife whose husband, James, has just died. She says, "He was a quiet man, kept to himself, but he loved his garden. It was his pride and joy." A poor listener might just nod and move on. But a great celebrant would say something like, "So his garden was really important to him. Tell me more. Did he grow anything unusual? What was he particularly proud of?" That small moment of engagement can transform how a family experiences the funeral process. Being a great celebrant isn't about having the perfect voice. It's not about writing fancy words full of superlatives about the deceased. It's about listening properly. The better you listen, the better you understand. The better you understand, the more accurate and the more meaningful your eulogies will be. And that's what makes family value the work that you do. If you're serious about being a great funeral celebrant and you want to develop your skills further, then please look at the description below where I've got lots of different links to various different resources. Also, if you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you want more tips and inspiration about becoming a successful celebrant. I'll see you next time.